Melee, how you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. Thank you so much for joining me on my Clemson Syracuse preview. Yes, it's a beautiful Tuesday night here in the upstate of South Carolina. It's starting to cool down a little bit. We'll take what we can take. Washington Husky saying hey there. SEC Football Tube. Mel and Matt, good to see there. May there to you. May there to all of you. Gabe, Marty, Josh, uh, Ollie Will Jones, SC, Jack Tate. Thank y'all for joining me. I know more will be joining me here. Lord, it's good. May there to man, all of you. Good to see you. I'm running through all those names. It reminds me of the obituaries. My grandpa used to get me to sit down. It used to get me to sit down and read the obituaries to him. I guess so he could check and see if he made it or not. We'll tell you this, Grandpa told you, I think I told you about this yesterday. He heard from some of his old friends. You know those old wives' tales. They hear these things that supposedly go on. And I guess when you get close to death, you just start making up crap. You know, he heard that if the Lord ever called your number, if it was something you could flip around, maybe you could confuse him. My grandpa was lucky enough to get 11. No matter which way you turn it, you're going. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Donnie Shepard, may there to you. May there. So we're going to focus on Syracuse and Clemson. We all know what happened on that horrible Friday night. Who booked that? A Friday night, all right? A Friday night at the Carrier Dome, okay? Friday night at the Carrier Dome. I remember sitting there watching it with Bobby Dirkens Jr., Bobby Dirkens Jr. Ruth, good to see you. May there to you. And I was sitting there thinking, they're going to kick in any time. They did it with Boston College. Remember, it was like 7-7 going into the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, ATN said, hold my beer, and he went in and just blew them out of the water. They won 35-7, and then that didn't happen. It was one of the greatest upsets of all last season in college football, maybe the greatest upset in college football. This year, different season. Yesterday, Clemson named Trevor Lawrence as the starting quarterback. Now, it does not mean that Kelly would not come out. And then what happened? A lot of you asking about it right now. Kelly, for a second day in a row, has missed practice. The NCAA new rule says that you can play 4 games and then get your red shirt. Well, if he gets his red shirt right now, he's fine. He plays 1 snap of football this coming Saturday, he's done. He loses it, right? Right? It is what it is. So with that said, I would not feel bad, and I know Sweeney come out and said this today. He would not feel bad or disrespect or judge Kelly if he said, I'm done, go ahead and redshirt me, I can transfer out, have another full year of eligibility somewhere else. I wouldn't blame Kelly for doing it. I've said this. I believe, hey, man, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see y'all. Bryson Barnes, you're talking about baseball right now. All I'll say to you is I'm happy that you're happy. Is that good? Good. The game will be at Clemson this week. Let me see, what's that kickoff time again? 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, it's going to be burning up. Lord, it's going to be burning up. I like a 3:30 game, you know. I mean, I know it's going to get hot, but it is what it is. Josh Watson, may there to you. All of you. But anyway, if Kelly decides to transfer, I don't blame him. We will not bash Kelly. Kelly did a really good job last year. Clemson was never supposed to make it to the college football playoff last year. Sometimes us fans, including myself, we get so high and confident on our team, and we get all jacked up about it. And it's kind of like morphine. You know, you get high on that morphine, and that very high ends up turns around and kills you. That's why Nebraska's calling for the head of Scott Frost right now. Because they think it's 1998. Right? They do. 1998, not 2018. Just, I don't know, a couple of decades off. Leave Scott Frost alone. In this case, we're going to leave Kelly alone. Kelly did a really good job last year. This year we just had Trevor Lawrence come in. It is what it is. I will say this. Kelly Bryant, if he transfers, it'll be interesting to see where he transfers. I saw a lot of people naming out these different schools. In my opinion, I think it would be in his best interest to try to work with a wide receivers coach because he's, 6'3"? And he needs to turn himself around and say, you know what? He needs to go out and he needs to play wide receiver, in my opinion. Go out and play wide receiver. There's a lot of players who change positions. And because they change positions, they now play in the NFL. Right? We've heard about these players who goes, I'm going to be the quarterback in the NFL, and if they're not going to use me, I'll just retire. So you're telling me you're going to turn down hundreds of thousands of dollars just to be on like a practice squad or just sit on the bench so you can work an everyday boring job and at best, and even if you're an executive, make a couple $100,000 a year. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. One of you just said Terrell Pryor. You're right. Terrell Pryor changed his position. I mean, this guy played quarterback for years. So, Kelly, I've said this. Kelly needs to be a wide receiver. Unfortunately for us, we're stacked at wide receiver. For those of you who's joining, who's asking, is Kelly transferring? It looks like he probably is. Looks like he probably is. Missed second day of practice, and you never know. You never know. Everybody's been asking me, why you been late? Why you been late recently? Been having a lot of work going on. It is what it is. Them cats. I just got the promotion over there. And I have to euthanize those cats. I'm like the maitre d' of death for these cats. For the county. Right? It is what it is. And I call the roll. Mr. Tickles, come with me. And that cat looks up and like, why are you holding a gun? Don't ask. I mean, and look, these cats are not going to euthanize themselves. It is what it is. Josh, that's true. Cats do have 9 lives. That's why you shoot them 9 times. They're gone. Or you get your good sawed off, and you just get a good spread. I love to get them in a little area to where they can go in peace. You play out meow 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 meow. And they'll dance and they'll cut a jig. You just blow them away while they're happy. Die happy. Anyway, getting back to this. Sorry, that's why I hadn't been able to do as much recently, but I'm getting back into it. We're getting back into it. Clemson is going to play a Syracuse team. Syracuse, here's what Syracuse has done so far. So I stab them. No, I shoot them. I don't, Syracuse played Western Michigan, beat them 55-42. Played Wagner, whatever they do, 62-10. Beat the crap out of Florida State. Love it. 30-7. Played Connecticut, won 51-21. Now they're coming down to Clemson undefeated. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's what I say. Here's what I say. That you're supposed to win the games that you're playing teams that are not that good. They've done that so far. Florida State has that it factor because we hear Florida State. This is not the Florida State of old. Actually, Syracuse is better than them. And by the score, 30-7, much better than them. It is what it is. Clemson is going to play Syracuse. Syracuse has the ability to run with Clemson right now. Clemson cannot come in and play flat. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how many publications our defensive line is standing up there cheesing it with, calling themselves Power Rangers and stuff. I love those guys. We cannot get caught in all of that crap and believe that we can't lose again. The truth is, I believe Clemson is going to pay them back for what they did to them last year. Dabo, you remember after the game, he went into their locker room and congratulated them on their win. This year, he's going to do the body count. Might even get some fans out there. Get that guy who pulls Venables back on the sidelines. He's going around nudging people on the side with his foot, make sure they're dead. It is what it is. We are going to murder them for what they did to us last year. They do have Dungy returning quarterback. You know, he tries to jump over everybody. I think this year he tries to jump over our line. He may end up in traction. Tim Forston, May there. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm seeing a bunch of people getting on here, May there, into me. What does Clemson bring to the table? We know that Trevor Lawrence will be starting the game. Kelly might not even be on the team by this week. I do think that we're going to see them open up the playbook. And also, here's the thing about Trevor versus quarterback. I don't care who's playing quarterback. I'm talking about right now him, only him. The deal with him is he looks out over the field. I saw this at the spring game, and I've watched it ever since he's come in and played, since they allowed him to play, right? Here's the deal. He knows the other routes, so he can check down, right? I've watched that 100 times. The throws that he is making is outrageous. There's hardly anybody else in the country, in college football, that can make the throws that this 18-year-old can make, right? So I'm telling you, he's got a great vision. He knows what he's doing. He has wide receivers. So of course we have Renfro, we have Higgins, we have Rogers, we have Overton, we have Kendrick, we have Powell, we have Thompson, we have Ross, we have Mylon Richards, we have Galloway, we have all of these players. Then we have ETN coming out of the backfield. Feaster he's looking healthier and healthier. Adam Choice. Then you throw on in there Lynn J. Dixon. These guys have all the pieces to do some really great things. Really great things. And I think from now on, they're opening up a big old industrial size can of peanut-filled dookie balls, and they're going to sprinkle them all over everybody. It is what it is. One of the number one things that Clemson has to do now to truly contend, to get into the national championship hunt again, they have to win every game. Clemson's schedule is easy. I'm not going to sit here and be one of these ACC homers who sits around and just talks about the SEC and how they're delusional. The SEC has a lot of talent, all right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the West is back because I know we're all hyped up about LSU and Auburn, but have we really thought about what we're saying? LSU and Auburn, two of the most schizophrenic teams in the country. Yeah, they recruit great talent. One minute they look great, and the next minute they look crappy. Georgia and Alabama, there's the SEC. That's what you're scared of. Those are the two teams that it is what it is, right? It is. Everybody else who wants to talk trash about this, that, and the other, you're wrong. The SEC, those are the two teams who makes that conference really relevant. You take Georgia out of it, they still have Bama. You take Bama out of it, it's just a conference with some good players, on some teams on it, and they're going to win, they're going to lose, they're going to beat up each other. It is what it is. But here's the thing. I'm down here in the South. Hey, Clemson, Jacob, good to see you. May there to you. We're down here where Jesus is Lord, football is king, and I'm one of the popes. And all I can say to you is this. The truth is that Clemson has to win every game this season. There's no reason why they shouldn't. There's no reason why they shouldn't win every ball game. And don't you give me that bunch of crap. Well, you know, it's hard to go undefeated. Okay, so what you're saying is if you took Clemson's team right now and put them in the Southern Conference, I know it's a level down, but a Southern Conference, and they played all those games, that Clemson should be okay with losing one of those games because it's just hard to lose in, right? 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 Are you serious? The truth is, we'd be sitting there going, they better murder every team in the league. They should. If you're using true logic, they should murder every team. The SEC or the ACC is that easy. Clemson should win every game. Clemson playing South Carolina at the end of the season. Georgia laid out the template of how you beat them. You know how you do it. You take Deebo Samuel out of the equation. You don't kick to him, kick away from him. You kick through the end zone. You double team him on the outside. One of the viewers on here come on here and said, well, they pass interference the entire time against Deebo. He couldn't get the ball. That's called smart. In the college game, you get a max 15-yard penalty. That's brilliant. So let's do the math here. Might have to pull my socks off, pull my toes out, but listen to me, all right? You have a guy, he's beat you and y'all are 30 yards down the field. If you pull him all the way to the ground, they're going to throw a flag. He's going to get pissed off. The fans are going to boo. But you could have got burned for 30 or 40 yards. Instead, it's going to be a net of 15 yards. Smart to me. That's what Georgia did to him. Took him out of the game. And that's what they'll do. And then, of course, Clemson's got a great defense. And how it looks, the offense is going to be pretty doggone smoking by the time that game rolls around. Unless they all die or something. Or get accused and just absolutely knock the ball out of the park and prove that they improperly touched a goat or something stupid like that. Syracuse after this, they'll play Pittsburgh, UNC, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, Louisville. They'll go to Notre Dame, play Boston College. Having a few people asking me, have I heard about Kelly Bryant? Yes, I have. I'm going to look on here right now, see if there's any newer development since I got on here just a second ago. I know that he missed practice for a second straight day. Most likely he's going to transfer, and I don't blame him if he does. If he does, he does. That's just business. Eric Birch, good to see you. May there to you. Donnie Shepard, good to see you again. And I heard, this is hearsay. Y'all forgive me, it's okay. It's my channel. I can talk about hearsay if I want to, but it was hearsay that there's been some players who come out and said that Clemson's not really a family. Hey, DeAndre, good to see you. May there to you. Curse, good to see you, Curse. Welcome to the craziness. Hound Dog, may there to you. Thank you for all. Everybody, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. You experience this craziness all the time. No matter how many times I shave that wild hair, it keeps growing back. Crazy as ever. But somebody said, okay, so get back on topic. I was saying may there to a bunch of people. That maybe some former players come out and said that Clemson's not really a family experience. I had a few words about this, that, and the other. And can I be honest with you? I know that there's a culture of decency that Dabo has there, but at the end of the day, do we not all realize that that's also a business? I do. Don't you want me to play a song? I might have to pull out the guitar and strum a few bars or 12. But I'm so sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of sitting here and listening to these players who come out and go, you know, they act like it's a it's a it's a family environment, but it really ain't. What, they expect you to do something? They expect you to work hard? If the guy behind you is better than you, they might replace you. See, because I'm just saying that stuff makes me sick. It makes me sick. Sit there and list that mess. Because what that is just people don't want to have anything expected of them. Say, there, James. I want to hear a song. Josh, I don't want to name some players, but I would have to say one of them was pretty prolific. Kind of bothered me. They're the ones that said something. Jake Tobert, may there to you. Anybody want to hear some music? I'm just going to make it up right off the top of my head. I ain't even got something playing. If y'all want to hear a song, I got to go get my guitar out. I'll be for a second. Getting some yeses. I'm going to walk over here and get it. Will Jones, I'm still working on that album, I promise you. There we go, right here, Lord. Tell you right now, it's like wrestling a bear getting this thing out. Good grief. I don't know where all my picks went. Guess Bobby Dirkens Jr.'s been chewing on them again. There we go. I'm just going to open up the portals of my heart. Whatever comes running out, it is what it is. Rocky Top is busted in half. I know that makes everybody in Tennessee so flippin' mad. You've had 114 coaches in only about a year and a half, because old Rocky Top is splitting in half. Sorry for all y'all. Sorry for the Rocky Top. Truth. You can go check this out. Go check this out. Rocky Top was actually written at the Gatlinburg Inn in Gatlinburg, right there on 441, right down the middle of it. I didn't make that up. Couple who wrote it, I think it was husband and wife who wrote it. They were actually there writing a song for Chet Atkins, and they were kind of, I guess tired or something, and thought that they would attempt to just write something and just, clear their mind, and they wrote Rocky Top. Go figure. All right, this is a song about some of those players who is, they reaped the benefits of being at Clemson, and now it's time for them to badmouth them because they're making millions in the NFL. You had women throw themselves at you, even though you look like doo-doo. It was called you played Clemson football. You're big time, and now you're running your mouth big time, saying things you wouldn't say another time, 'cause you're gone. and you're making lots of money. What do I want to say here? What was I going to say? Well, the Lord let me say that. Jesus, would you let me say? Is that okay? I think I got stank face from Jesus, so I better say something nicer. So if you're living in your $1 million house and you're running your big mouth, you got to remember who got you there. It's not just by the earnings of your hair. It was Clemson. It was Clemson. I know I've had better work, but that was right off the top of my head. And yeah, there we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to hear from Ed Orgeron? Who's Big Eddie playing this week? See who Big Eddie's playing this week. He's playing Mississippi. Mississippi. I play that sort of stuff to impress my wife. But I like to play a lot of boogie-woogie stuff too. A lot of fun. Play pretty stuff. I like to go play for the elderly, the sick, and the shed-in. Here we go. Thank you for showing up. I'm Big Eddie, and I'm ready. Come beat your butt. And I'm big enough to steal all of your lunch. They took my hot seat away. Now I'm different every day. 'Cause I'm Big Eddie. I'm Big Eddie. Eddie Orgeron. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My Herm Edwards didn't go over so well yesterday. A lot of people didn't. Well, nobody commented on my cookies. Nobody. Somebody just put that up there. Nobody commented on my Herm Edwards. So I'm a glutton for praise. So I'm going to do it again. Herm Edwards ordering food at your standard restaurant. I'm telling you, I want the melons. If you get me the melons, and I want them cut in triangles, but small triangles, because it's a good mouth to fruit ratio, and I just chew. I don't have to chew so much. Let me tell you this. This is going to nourish my body. My body. Great. I'm going to do great things about it. I'm going to do great things about it. All right. Oh, my neighbors hate me. Somebody just said, I bet your neighbors love you. They hate me. Anyway, well, here we go. We have Clemson. I'm going to go ahead and call that Clemson is going to drop their drawers, and old Goldilocks is going to lay a 5-star doo-doo ball right on top of them, smash it on in, rub it on in. Clemson's going to win this game 42-14. That's my thoughts, how I feel. I think where the 14's really going to come in is when we start bringing in more players. They're going to give up some. They're going to give up some yardage. It is what it is. And Syracuse is not a total dumpster fart. That neither. But I will tell you this. I think it's going to be somewhere around 42-14. I'd love for it to be much worse just to pay them back. Number one thing is we have got to stay healthy. Stay healthy. Open up the playbook. And let Trevor do what he does, and that is use his brain, use his vision, use that 6'6" height, and use his arm. And let him use the wide receivers. Of course, that's going to open up the running game for the great running backs and the great running backs will open up the passing game. It's called balanced football, y'all. Listen, I might not win up to Mitt up there in that big math place. Is it Mitt? M-I-T, Mitt? I don't know. I may have not went up there, and I may have not graduated Harvard. But I know what balanced football looks like. Lord. I mean, my butt cheeks are like balanced football. But I feel good about this. Feeling really, 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 really good. Syracuse, I will agree with you, Jacob. Don't sleep on Syracuse. Go in there and you play flat, you'll lose a ball game, and you're out of the national championship hunt. Good luck going to like Sugar Bowl or something. But I believe they're not going to sleep. They're going to kill them. Everybody, please do me a favor. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your mama. Tell your grandma. Tell your clergyman. If you got any cats you need to get rid of, remember it has to go through the county. I just don't go around killing cats. You have to send it to the county, and then the county calls me. Save them money. But anyway, also you can find me on Twitter at Dirkens, BDIRKENS. Also, I just put up a video on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. I get a little more personal there. I don't talk about football as much. Of course, I'm in my Clemson garb because, Lord, even when I'm making out with my wife, got my Clemson shirt on. You know, we're tongue kissing and stuff. But anyway, go check me out on there at the Bobby Dirkens. I am Bobby Dirkens. I am Bobby Dirkens. Glad you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All I say is may there to you. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. Lord knows I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.